Hi, I'm Marty Nemko. My 21 most recent tweets on life, issues, and media bias. My tweets represent my distilled thinking, and here are my 21 most recent. Potent games to play with someone, even a stranger. Each of you gets to talk for 3 minutes uninterrupted while the other listens carefully. Or you each get to ask each other a question that has to be answered honestly. If a person doesn't want to answer, the game ends. The anticipation often beats the reality, whether a restaurant, movie, date, job, or that your artistic creation will be praised. Keep the anticipation. They can't take that from you. And it's a guaranteed pluser. List the people who would come to your funeral, not because it's appropriate, but because they value enough. The number and names on the list can be instructive. I watched the movie The Brutalist. The hypocrisy, the stars, the executives, the corporations make megabucks and live in mansions, yet portray every rich white person as a sleaze, if not a monster. Maybe worse, the leads are shown smoking cancer sticks constantly. I bet they're paid to do it by big tobacco. Beware the word trusted. Companies use it to tout products, not just because it polls well in focus groups, but because the legal department reassures that it promises nothing. The word trusted doesn't mean all people trust it. It could be just a few. The word trusted doesn't say the product is good, just that some people trust it. Well, some people trust horoscopes. Public trust in government remains low, as it has for much of the 21st century. Roughly 2 in 10 Americans say they trust Washington to do what is right. Only 2% say they'll do what's right just about always. The fad of women wearing baseball caps seems an example of the desexualizing of women, a la nuns' wimples and Muslims' hijabs. On weekday mornings, I often see men wheeling a baby in an expensive stroller. It seems an emblem of modern times. Is it a net good? An easy way to improve the taste of the standard canned tuna and mayo: add Morehouse creamed horseradish, which is available in most supermarkets. And no one is paying me to say that. An example of schadenfreude. Watching a driver dangerously zoom in and out of lanes, and miles later being just a second ahead of me who stayed in the left lane. I sniff at the gurus who say, dream it and you can do it, or even work hard and you can achieve great things. The unvarnished truth is that intelligence is prerequisite to most significant achievement, and it's actualized by drive and its cousin, urgency. The thugs are getting more brazen. In the so-called good area of Oakland and Berkeley, we lived with smash and grabs and catalytic converter thefts, but then they smashed on my block a garage with their car and emptied the home. Today they kicked down a front door and ransacked the home. And the owner said, I have had it with the Bay Area. Key quotes from the book The Meaning of Life that I just read. How do you find the time? You make time, said by lawyer F. Lee Bailey. I'm angry when government spends $100,000 to study why people hate beets. I don't mind paying 60% if it helps people, said by journalist Bill O'Reilly. The only thing that counts is competence, said by Sumner Redstone, the former head of Viacom. The public trust in the media is at an all-time low. And in the text version of this, I have the link to the citation. Here are some tweets as to why I think the public trust in the media has declined so much. I used to trust the media, indeed be part of it, but now reporting has largely been replaced by leftist agitprop. It's hard to know what's true, what's false, what's distorted, or selective reporting. Yeah, I read the fair-minded free press, the FP.com, and I watch C-SPAN, but that's not enough. If the New York Times, CNN, Washington Post, PBS, and so on were not so massively funded, ironically by the fattest cats, their biased, quote, journalism would be grinding them into bankruptcy. But those super rich keep funding them so they can virtue signal from afar in their gated mansions. Now that the mainstream media has abandoned even the pretense of trying to inform, but only to manipulate, it gets what it wants. and in its crosshairs, the destruction of Musk and Trump. No matter how much fraud and waste they return to the taxpayer, or that they threaten tariffs so other countries don't impose such heavy tariffs on U.S. goods, the media cares mainly about, quote, the least among us, even if they're likely to remain the least contributory among us. The mainstream media's bias against the GOP first versus Reagan, upped through the Bushes, fervid when Trump ran, has devolved further. Now, most New York Times, CNN, Washington Post, etc., front page, quote, news, not just op-eds, ignore policy pros and cons. There's only one topic: eviscerate Trump and Musk. The mainstream media gets away with making wild assertions by issuing prefaces that no one focuses on, such as, some say that, or it could be that, and then make the eviscerating claim, for example, that Trump is destroying America. White men have been largely erased from positive portrayals. For example, search Google images on terms like successful and even scholar. You will rarely see a white man. Now search on a negative term like dishonest. You'll usually see a white man. And, not a bad way to end this list, you and I maximally control only the current moment. Let us make the most of it. In any event, that's my 21 most recent tweets on life, issues, and media bias. As usual, I welcome your thumbs up and accept your thumbs down. I always look forward to your comments, and especially like it if you hit the share button below. Share on your social media so that my efforts can have broader impact. And I am flattered if you choose to subscribe to my channel, and certainly would welcome you taking a look at any of my 35 books. Perhaps most relevant is A Dose of Reality, but all 35 are on Amazon. In any event, I do thank you for watching. I am Marty Nemko.